Hey, in this video, want to share something that can help you if you're trying to figure out, am I ready for home ownership or not? And I got this idea because I'm in the midst of trying to figure out if a client is still going to qualify for their pre-approval, because their pre-approval is what's known as an FHA manual. So FHA is a type of financing, it's government financing. Manual means that it's almost as literal as it sounds. The underwriting, the decision, it's done by a human. So there's some subjectivity. And things are going to get looked at, how the person pays their bills, how their what's known as their debt to income ratio is, as well as how their income is calculated. It's boring. I'll tell you, it's boring. It reads like a book. I'll show it to you if you've stuck with me this long on my video. But here's the guidebook here under manual. So the manual guidelines, they actually start on page 282. That's just me being a nerd on guidelines. These guidebooks get changed, and they'll get changed sometimes quarterly or sometimes sooner than that if there are things that that happen, especially financially. And when they make changes, they'll call those mortgagee letters. So if you're finding this on my YouTube, I'm going to put those links where you can go in there and take a look at FHA manual guidelines. The cool thing with FHA is, yes, you can do subjectivity. The bummer with FHA is that you can really push guidelines. And in pushing guidelines, and hey, no daggers for anyone that has pushed guidelines. I push guidelines. Looking at, okay, the person's always gotten overtime, or they, there's additional household income that we can't use. But the thing with credit and with decisions, a lot of times in those files where the decisions are made to give those loans, those are the loans that start to underperform. Right now, something that I saw online, I'm not exactly sure of the source. I'm going to research it and see how accurate it is. But it stated that FHA loans currently right now, about 11% of those loans are currently delinquent. Now, the good thing for many of those consumers is I like to assume that many of them have equity. Also, FHA mortgages, if you do fall behind with an FHA mortgage, they do have a really good loss mitigation type of, I can't believe that I'm not coming up with the term, but you know what? I'm on a roll, so I'm going to put out the awkward video. But FHA loans a lot of times will work with consumers that are behind, whether it be adding the payments to the end, and that doesn't mean that they go away. It'll typically be a second mortgage that gets put on the property. So there's a lot more protections. But this video is to help you if you're trying to figure out, like, hey, I've had some credit issues, or I'm not sure if I qualify, or my credit's perfect. What do lenders look at? Go to the FHA manual guideline. I will say, as lenders, with technology, it's gotten so much easier to be able to be faster with the tech, which is sweet, believe me. But I think sometimes if you could slow things down a little bit, help educate folks, we can make sure that we're helping people make the best financial decisions that they can make possible. Hope this helps. If you found it on YouTube, would love a thumbs up, would love a share, and please subscribe. Thanks.